It's
Okay,
good?
yeah.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, what's the time? We have 1 more minute.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to say hello. We good.
Yep.
Okay, this is nice. All right, cool.
Yeah.
We're looking good. We're looking nice and festive.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's 8 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, let's get
Excellent.
started.
Let me see.
Okay.
Anyone? Okay, we're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys for another day locking on to
Yes.
Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. And today we're going to say happy early Thanksgiving. You see the festivity behind us.
Yes, we are ready.
Yes. Okay. Father, I bless your holy name. I give you all the praise, honor, and glory that you deserve. For your holy and righteous, clean our minds, body, and soul. For all unworthy desires. Deliver us from all evil one. Protect us from his deceitful lies. Help us in becoming righteous, pure, and holy. Help us not to be consumed by those lustful thoughts. Let our minds be focused on praising and worshiping you, you alone, from our body in the temple of the Holy Spirit. Let the only thing I give hunger and thirst after is for you. I am human, which makes us weak at times, but with you I am strong. I praise you today and always. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Yes, guys. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. Hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful weekend that passed. I know a lot of people had birthdays. I saw. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And
all right.
I guess if you had celebrated a birthday, then happy belated birthday.
Yes. Sorry about that. Okay, so the word of the week is
temerity. Temerity is a formal word that means unreasonable or foolhardy, contempt of danger, or opposition. It is a synonym of both rashness and recklessness. So temerity can also refer to a rash or reckless act. So some of us behave in a very temeritious way. Temerity.
She says spell it.
Yes. Temerity. Temerity. Yes. And I think it may come from the root word of temper, where it would come from being unreasonable. So it might be Greek.
Yes.
Temerity.
All right. Word of the week, guys.
Word of the week.
Thank you. You're welcome, Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole.
I want to touch a bit today on talking about personal hygiene. And one of the questions that I always get answered is, if somebody's breath is smelling, or if that person perspiration is not smelling rightfully, how do you go about telling, or you don't tell? What do you think?
I honestly hate to embarrass people, so I would offer something like a gum or mint, and if it's something for the body, I would be a little sly and say, "Ooh, I love this one. You want to try this, girl?" You know. So it's kind of my way of still helping without hurting, because I don't know how to draw that fine line sometimes.
I think I find it hard too, especially if you're not close to the person. It may be a co-worker, or I saw another friend, apparently she was traveling in a bus or train. And you know, it's early in the morning. I know it's cold out right now, and a lot of people don't like to take showers. You know, but they still have to be mindful of the underarm and places that sweat. Especially, and I know sometimes in cultures, like, you know, different cultures.
They don't use deodorant
and different things.
What's interesting about deodorant, they probably do use deodorant. It's antiperspirant. The thing is, the deodorants that we're used to also has antiperspirant, which also blocks the glands from sweating. So if you just deodorize, you're only trying to make it smell good, but if you sweat, you cannot mask it. So you must use an antiperspirant, and that's the thing. And I know because of aluminum and things like that, some people are kind of shying away from that because they say that whatever those chemicals that they use for blocking those glands can lead to cancer. Right. So there are other remedies like lemon juice, which are natural.
Right.
Apple cider you can use.
Yeah.
And just frequent bathing. So
and I think too, it depends on the kind of food too you eat.
Yes, because it comes through your pores.
Different, thing through your pores. And Nicole is saying, and cut the hair grease. Yeah, grease, right? Yeah, cut the hair grease. Because sometimes, it's very hard to especially approach someone.
Correct.
All right?
Correct. Yes.
So what is personal hygiene? Personal hygiene doesn't only mean taking good care of your body, but maintaining healthy habits to reduce the risk of illness. Hygiene increases self-confidence of a person and leave a positive impact on others. Keep reading to know the importance of personal hygiene. And this is cleansing your body every day. Yes. Washing your hands with soap after going to the toilet. Brushing your teeth twice a day. Covering your mouth and nose with a tissue or the sleeve like this when you cough. Washing your hands after handling pets and other animals. Before eating or cooking food, wash your hands with clean water and apply some hand soap. Always dry your hands with a clean towel or lot to air dry. Scrub your hands with hand wash soap for at least 30 seconds. Right. Don't forget to wash your hands after the trip to the toilet. Normally, sometimes I work in the airport and I see people go to the toilet and they don't wash their hands.
Sometimes they just use the hand sanitizer and they don't like touching the sink, so then they rather go back to their stations. Either way, you're still carrying back those germs. So, yeah.
Coughing or sneezing and being in contact with someone, they play a major role in spreading germs.
Right.
One of the simplest and quickest way to keep your hands clean these days is using hand hygiene sanitizer. Yes. Carry a small one in your bag. Yes. Germs are present everywhere, and obviously culprits are places like bathrooms, doorknobs, etc. People pick up germs from such spaces and spread them to others, according to the CDC. Eventually, they are easily transmitted by sharing physical contact like touching, shaking hands, and hugging. Right. A person who is suffering from a cold can spread his infection to 20 people around him just by sneezing. Wow. Sense the power from here. Right? So take baths and showers regularly. Shower daily using warm water and soap. Consider showering twice when the weather is warm. Every day, bathing is an integral part of personal hygiene, and it's important. Bathing with warm water prevents any foul body smell, kills odor, causing bacteria in the body as well. Skin and other infections like athletics foot can be reduced by washing and drying your body clean.
Very well.
Using shampoo and conditioner in your hair at least twice a week can keep your hair, scalp clean and prevent any head lice. Our daily tasks makes us work in so much dust and germ. Although being out all day, getting home and taking a shower, relax your body and remove harmful germs.
Yes.
All right, guys. Okay. So, also dental care, brushing your teeth, and some people have that plaque. Yes. Some people have different things. Some people have something in the throat when they talk that give them that bad breath.
Odor, right? And that's also because some people also think it's just about brushing the teeth. But you got to brush the tongue as well, because that's where a lot of the germs lie as well. So, so with personal hygiene, really, I would always say charity begins at home. It's something that you learn, from being home, the way your parents teach you how to tidy up yourself, how to take care of yourself, because when you're growing up, those things become habits as adults, so it's just really important to embrace those good habits so that you can, affect positively the ones around you. So.
Yes. So, always, again, we know that it's very cold, but still take a shower in the morning. You're working around people.
Right.
You're traveling in transportation. Smell at least proper.
Yeah,
you know
proper.
what I mean?
That's proper. And even if you don't like a lot of perfumes or things of that like that, you can still wear natural smelling things like vanilla, things that have like maybe brown sugar, things of that sort. It doesn't have to be a harsh chemical.
Exactly.
Just pleasant. Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Awesome.
Nicole is saying zinc and baking soda works.
Thank you, Nicole.
In the armpits, and also lime. If you cut a lime and you bathe with lime or lemon, good night, Anthony.
Yes.
That also keeps your perspiration sent down.
Right.
So it have a lot of things. Just be careful, guys. It's cold, and just take care of your personal hygiene. So we want to get into Thanksgiving.
Yes, this is our special Thanksgiving episode where we want to ask some real questions about Thanksgiving and having just being around our family during the holidays, and play like a game and just basically, try to, just interact and just see how our Thanksgiving is going, because this is a time where we all should be thankful and grateful for our family, our friends, our loved ones, and just being alive and being healthy and just just having God in our lives. So we're very, very grateful. So,
and I mean, for us, Thanksgiving, we don't really have Thanksgiving in the islands.
Right.
We do celebrate Christmas, and we do celebrate Boxing Day. That's very big for us.
Right.
And we celebrate New Year's Day.
Yes.
But living in America, Thanksgiving is a big holiday.
Right.
At least it's like Christmas for Americans.
Yes,
right?
I agree. I agree. Yes, it's probably one of the most important holidays here in the Western world. And my parents are from Africa. Of course, Phyllis is from the Caribbean, but we all share that commonality where, again, the same thing, Boxing Day, Christmas, New Year's are really big days. But what happens is that you start going into assimilation. You come to a country, you start to assimilate and take on the ways.
Yes.
So we, as from the Caribbean and African, how do you incorporate Thanksgiving in your household?
We want to hear a little from you guys. Love the Thanksgiving colors. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yes. Well, I'll go and say first. Thanksgiving for me is not really a big facade, right? But I have experienced Thanksgiving in the South.
Okay.
It's different where they have the collard greens. They must have that smoke bone in the collard greens.
Right. The turkey smoke
potato salad.
Right.
But they do not do the potato salad like us. Right. The potato salad just have like celery in it.
Right.
So it's different.
It's just different.
Yeah, it's different. And then they must have the pork.
Yes, absolutely.
And they must have rice and mac and cheese.
Okay, good.
That's a must.
Good.
So, I have experienced Thanksgiving in the South. What about you?
Okay, well, I agree. Those important traditional Thanksgiving ingredients are a turkey, of course.
Yes.
Some type of stuffing.
Yes.
Gravy. A gravy with mashed potatoes.
Yes.
Some kind of green beans or like a casserole or string beans.
Yes.
Right. Corn, of course.
Yes.
Dinner rolls. Cranberry sauce.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And some type of pumpkin pie.
Yes.
Right? So these are the traditional things that are at a Thanksgiving dinner. But when you're from the Caribbean or from Europe or from, Africa, your Thanksgiving is going to have some kind of curry, some kind of fufu, some type of stewed chicken. It does not look like the traditional way.
Jason is saying, Anthony saying cornbread.
Cornbread, yes, absolutely. Thank you, Anthony.
Yes.
Thanks for bringing that up. So we're going to play a small, a game, right? Let's do a game first so that we can open it up to our other discussions, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be called Turkey or Turk Nay.
Okay. So turkey
or Turk Nay. Okay.
Okay, good.
So, and we'll just take turns with our suggestions.
Okay.
So, roast turkey or roast pork?
Roast pork.
Roast pork. Okay, yes. Right. Turkey's dry.
Yeah, too dry.
I think it just looks good at the table.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't care for it.
I don't care for it either.
It stays right there. And I eat around it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how about collard greens or callaloo?
Hallelujah.
Of course, hallelujah.
Nicola saying pork all the way.
Right. Okay. Black pudding or banana pudding?
Banana pudding.
I'm gonna say banana pudding.
Yeah.
Black pudding is okay, but I got a sweet tooth.
I don't do with the pudding because my mom never grew us up eating it.
Okay. Yeah. Banana cake or black cake?
Black cake.
Black cake.
Nicole said neither for her.
All right, Nicole. Pumpkin pie or pumpkin soup?
Pumpkin pie, I guess, right? No, the pumpkin soup
Pumpkin
is good.
soup is good.
Pumpkin soup.
I don't really care for pumpkin pie. I prefer sweet potato pie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go pie,
I think it's too mushy for me. So I'll take this.
I don't like the consistency of pumpkin pie. To be honest with you,
Nicole says soup.
Okay, pumpkin soup. Okay, aloo pie or shepherd pie?
Wait, Caribbean thing is aloo pie, but we like shepherd pie.
I know. That was a little toss up for that one, right?
Nicole, what you like, aloo pie or the shepherd pie? Yeah.
Okay. Potato salad or macaroni salad?
Oh, both. I'll say both.
Both are good, right? We can take it. Right, as long as it's made our way, though.
Yeah. Actually, I made it just now.
Oh, you did?
I have to have 2 bowls for you.
I tasted it.
Yeah, we have potluck tomorrow.
All right. You're gonna see a big scoop that's out. That's me, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, bad. Okay. Corn soup or corn on the cob?
Corn soup.
Corn soup. I love corn on the cob though, but corn soup I prefer. That soup got everything inside, so you get the whole shebang inside the corn soup. So it's good. Green beans or split peas?
I like split peas.
Split peas. I will take split peas
because I find the green bean in the tin is nothing.
And sometimes it's not crispy. Like I like it right at that consistency where you still taste. Where it feels like you're eating beans and not mushy, because sometimes it's too mushy.
And then sometimes it's the one in the tin.
Right.
Nicole says split peas.
Split peas, yes, absolutely. Mac and cheese or macaroni pie?
Macaroni pie.
Like, why would you even do regular mac and cheese? I have no idea.
Yeah.
All right, cornbread or sweet bread?
Sweet bread for me.
Sweet bread for me.
Yeah.
Cornbread is good, but you gotta. Sometimes it could be dry. You're gonna have to hook it up.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie? Sweet potato pie for me.
Well,
you don't like the consistency.
I don't like the consistency.
So neither for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pass.
Okay, you'll pass. And last but not least, candied yams, or is it jub candies or jub?
I think it's candied yams, right?
It's candied yams, right? Yeah. Okay, right. So, and then there's a candy that's I think it's Jub. What is that? Is that something
jub
candies?
Yeah.
That's a Trinidad candy. What would you go for? Jub? Okay, fine. I'll take candied yams. Yeah. Because they put the marshmallows and it has a nice little
sweet.
crispy.
Oh my God, the consistency.
It's a lot.
But I eat yams, but sometimes I don't like the sweet taste.
Right. Yeah. And then it's funny because the sweet yams is from here, but the yams that we're used to are the white yams that we put in provisions with our breakfast and stuff. So it's totally different.
It is totally different. Yes. And the Spanish do the whole pork.
Mm-hmm.
They roast the whole pork.
Yeah, the whole nose and everything. And the pig sitting up like this. So, okay, all right. So that was good. So that was turkey or turkey. Okay. All right. So our question today is, how do you handle Thanksgiving dinners when your family is still cool with your ex?
Wow.
I think that's a good question. How do you handle that new dynamic?
Yeah, with your and especially with your ex.
Especially if your ex, everybody think your ex is mad cool. They're used to them. Yeah. Maybe it was an ex-husband or ex-wife. Family is still family at the end of the day. Yeah. And then you're with somebody new now. Yeah. How does that work? So
wow,
think about it.
Well, I would say my family is so welcoming.
Right.
Thank God I don't have that problem. Laughing out loud. Lazana say normal.
Normal?
Yeah, she said
nice.
Normal. I think my family will welcome anybody.
Okay.
And they love everybody.
So it doesn't matter if it's ex or present?
Yeah, they don't care.
And there would be no strife and there would be no discomfort. Your family's pretty cool.
My family pretty cool with everybody. Everybody know what lane to stay in and you stay in your lane. Okay. But I know some families could be messy. Mm-hmm. But absolutely. My family, are people like that. They accept people. It is what it is. You're not with my sister anymore, but that do have nothing to do with me.
Right, gotcha.
You know, but I don't know how your family would take it.
Well, my family too. They're pretty welcoming. However, I remember my ex-husband, on the other hand, everything is about everybody has to be in their lane. So, you know, we were married for 20 years. So, you know, we're talking about 20 years hard. Like in the family, I'm like the matriarch.
Yeah.
All the sister-in-laws come to me for advice. All the brothers go to him for everything. We always have dinners at our house. So the year that we broke up, the family still invited me. Right. And he had his new girlfriend who now he's married to her. Right. And he had a fit. He was like, he's not coming if they invite me. Right. And he told me point blank that's not my family. Well, he said, that's not your family. What you going there for? Right. I was like, but the kids are still their first cousin. He said, yes, my kids, that's their family. I was like, wow. Yes. I was so heartbroken. Yes. And devastated because that family has become my family for the past 20 years. Yeah. And now you're telling me because you have a new girlfriend.
Yeah, she probably don't want that. She's the problem. Right. She's the problem. She's the one who's saying, good night, Shana. She's the one saying, so why your ex-wife has to be there? Right. You understand? And now we talk and we're good, but I just remember that being such a difficult time for me because it's a new breakup. Now you're taking away your brothers, you're taking away your sisters, taking away my nieces, my nephews. I mean, maybe not biologically, but still, they call me auntie. And it's like he just cut all the limbs immediately. Because she wanted them limbs cut. Right. Because it have some exes that will still be cool. You know, I know plenty people who still cool with the exes, who will still come, who does stuff with the exes. It's like normal. It's like a blended family. A blended family. And everybody get along. But again, some people may not accept that. And then some families now like the old sister. You know, you've been in the family, you have kids. Right. You know, it's tradition. So, you know, it's tricky. It's tricky. It is very tricky because you want the new person, you want to accommodate your new partner to make them feel welcome. It might be a big time for you to introduce them to the family officially or to make them feel like they're welcome. Right. And then this ex is there cooking in the kitchen. Right. Going upstairs in the room. Well, taking off their shoes, being mad comfortable. So it might be uncomfortable for that person, but I would hope that that person is mature enough to recognize that at the end of the day, family is not necessarily blood. Right. Family is whoever you bring into your circle. Right. And at the end of the day. I know too that, you know, with that type of extended family, I would say, like I have sister-in-laws will always be my sister-in-law. Right, like no they know she may not be with my brother, but she's my sister-in-law forever. Got you. My next sister-in-law, Judy, she was married to my brother, Judy Worrell. I still see her as Judy Worrell. Although she married now, I respect her marriage. But that's my sister-in-law. So if anybody asks me, I say, that's my sister-in-law. Right. Right. But I don't say ex or whatever. Like, it's weird. That's my ex-sister-in-law. Yeah, no. That's my ex, no, I don't say my ex-niece. Yeah. My ex-nephew. I don't give up my sisters-in-laws or brothers-in-laws because they are part of my family. They have kids or they were part of us for a long time. Right. You know, so it's not easy to just give up. Right. So that's my sister-in-law and that's my sister-in-law. Right. Yeah. I don't cut them off like that. You don't, right? You're right. So, and that's the thing is it gets really tricky. I remember there was another situation with me. My sister, it was just my sister and myself, and she passed away from lung cancer in 2002, I believe. No, 2004. Your sister? Yes, my only sister. Yes. Whoa. So, she passed away from lung cancer. So, my brother-in-law remarried, and I tried to, embrace the new wife. Obviously, we're from the same country, and. You know, I mean, she's not my sister. You know, she's very different in personality, but she was there for my nieces and nephews. So it's like you my sister forever. Yeah. It's good. So I remember there was one year. Now I always had Thanksgiving at my house. So my nieces and nephew are so used to that tradition, they just automatically were like, "We're going to Auntie Phillia's," and she felt like, no, we're having Thanksgiving here, and I was already preparing and this and that. And my niece and nephew didn't come that year. Wow. And it just caused a little weird strife in the family because I expected my brother-in-law to kind of stand firm. But at the same time, that's his new wife. Yeah. So it got really, really, really strange for us. It tends to have some kind of tension, especially when you have a new marriage. Right. And bringing it in. Right. You know, especially with steps. Right.
Right.
With
And
step.
she didn't have kids with my brother-in-law.
Oh, yeah,
They still don't have kids.
That's a jealousy there.
Right.
That's
so as
yeah.
much as she's been a great stepmom to them, I think there's a slight animosity that she didn't really have a biological kid with him. So that has always been a slight strife, I think, in the family, as wonderful as a human being she is. And we get along really well. But I think that was the first time that I started to experience a little strife. So I've always kind of kept my distance. But, you know, we still have genuine love, but there's still those boundaries that we both are very careful to cross, because I'm so comfortable. I'm like their mother.
Right.
When my sister passed, they became my kids, and then now a mother is there.
Right.
And it's like both of us having to stand like alpha female, like who's going to take more precedence. In fact, my niece and nephews, they call me mom.
So how old are they now?
Well, now my nephew is how old is he? He's 32.
Okay.
My niece is 28, and my other nephew is 20.
Okay.
So right now, so right, and I mean, they passed. My youngest nephew, he was 4 when his mom died, and now he's 20. So we're talking about years of me being like a mom to them, you know. So it's just really interesting to see that dynamic. But I think it's just important, you know. It's a time, and I think we forget. We just think it's all about the food. Right. But what is the essence and significance of Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Right.
So what do you think? For me, I think the significance of Thanksgiving is, to me, Thanksgiving is every day. It's not just one time for the year. Right. You know, that's how I look at Thanksgiving, right?
And it should be.
And I mean, for some people, it's just Thanksgiving. It's a big thing, but coming together, having your family. But I think Thanksgiving is just being grateful, being thankful for the blessing that is bestowed upon you.
Right.
You know, and I'm thinking that, you know, for the year, which is nearly finished, we're going to be in December just now.
Right.
You know, it's just looking back and saying, thank you, Lord.
Right.
For just this good, bad, whatever, you know?
Right.
Everything. So what it is for you. Good night.
I agree. I think
Jacqueline.
Hey Jacqueline.
Yeah.
I think Thanksgiving is every day.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's so hard for us because we always concentrate as people on the negatives, because it's so easy to focus on that.
Right.
But if you were to really think, if someone to tell you, oh, tell me what's wrong with things, we can give a whole list of things, right? But the minute you have to be reflective to say what's right with everything, you have to actually start like thinking about it, because you're like, wow, I have life. I have my limbs. I, can see. I can hear. Right. I woke up this morning. Yeah. And that in itself is a miracle. You understand? Just because of just the way the world is. And you have a job. And even if you don't, you have family. You have support. You have... It's so many things to be grateful for. So I think it's really important for us to just be mindful and purposeful, because we take things for granted. We think they're always going to be there. Oh, I'll just talk to my sister tomorrow. It's not promised to anyone, and that's why they say that the present is a gift, because you take advantage of it now. Yeah, you know, if you think, you know how many times we thought about somebody and we didn't call them, and then you find out something happened to that person. It's like, I was thinking about that person, or I just talked to them on Friday, and today's Sunday or Monday or whatever, and that person's no longer here. So I say, if you think about somebody, shoot them a text.
I think so.
Call them. I was thinking about you. You don't have to, because sometimes people feel like, oh, if I call, I have to now talk. Sometimes you may not want to have a conversation, but if somebody crosses your mind, send a text and say, hey, you just crossed my mind. I hope all is well. Simple.
Yeah.
Like,
Anthony's saying, just like Mother's Day, it's every day. Not a second Sunday in May.
Yes.
You know, or Father's Day too.
Same thing with Father's Day. I agree.
Same thing with
Valentine's Day. Yeah. I actually never celebrate on Valentine's Day. I hate those long lines. I don't get the food I want anyway. And I think that why should it just be one day I'm getting a dozen roses?
Nicola's saying correct. I experience it. Life is too short. And I think so too. And when I get up in the morning, the first thing I say, thank you, Jesus, because last night was not my last night. You know.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and thank you for another day in the land of the living.
Beautiful.
Thank you for my eyes, my ears, my nose, my mouth, my teeth, my feet.
Everything.
You know. Yes. Because it's a blessing. Right. And one of my coworkers say, you know, when I go to work, they'll be like, good morning, Miss Green. How are you today? I'll say, blessed and highly favored, right? So he asked me, he said, you always blessed and highly favored? I say, yes. I said, let me tell you something. to wake up in the morning is a blessing. I say God had favor on me. I could have died in my sleep. I could have get hit by a car.
Anything.
Or you would have said, oh my God, I saw much green yesterday. Oh, I just woke up.
Right.
I say, so yes, I'm blessed and I'm highly favored because tomorrow is no promise to you or me. I could be talking to you now, tomorrow I go on, and you'll say, oh my God, Phyllis just said that last night.
Exactly.
And too many people are dying.
Too many people. I mean, and now it's
young people.
It's not an age thing anymore.
No.
Where you're like, oh,
you're old.
No. 20-something, 30-something, 18. It's like, what? It's like, so it's hitting everyone in different facets.
Yes.
And because it's so sudden and so unexpected, that is even more reason why we must embrace this life, because it's the only one chance.
And if you have any kind of unresolved issues with your mom or your dad or your brothers or your sisters, let me tell you something. Christ died on that cross for us,
right?
For our sins.
So who are we to not forgive?
So who are we that we cannot forgive our brother or sister or people who trespass against us daily? You know, so we have to get, I know it takes time.
Yes.
You out there and you're saying, yeah, it's easy for you to say, Phyllis. No, it's not easy for me to say.
Right.
I had to grow and I had to forgive people who trespass against me. For me to get the strength today to tell you, forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for you to get salvation, for you to live. And we said too, where I talk about some people just living on, they just not exist. They're existing, but they're not living.
Right.
You're in a house, you're locked up. You're afraid to go outside. Afraid COVID. Let me put on my mask. Oh gosh, I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't. Afraid. Then you get anxiety.
Right.
Heart
and
problem.
bringing on more things.
You're bringing on more problems.
Right.
And you know, you just, then like two tools. Oh my God, this person died.
Right.
Oh, she's so young.
Right.
You know, she was sick.
Right. Right, absolutely.
You gotta change. Ask God to renew your mind.
Renew it. They say, what? Do not conform to the matters of the world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Right?
Yeah.
So if we renew our minds, then we will live that way.
Yes.
Right? And we will be that way.
Right.
And everything starts from the word. It's so powerful, right? Because think about it. We think of something, and when we think of it, we start to act upon it. Right. Then it starts to manifest itself, right? Yeah. So if we want to manifest good, we just do good.
Yes.
Now, don't get me wrong. We'll curse somebody out in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Be pissed off.
Cristiano, no Christian.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with religion.
Yes, exactly.
It has everything to do with humanity. Period.
Yes,
People
exactly.
piss you off. Sometimes you come out your mind.
Yes.
You'll have road rage.
They get you out of character.
Yes. All the time. Out of character. However, when you again renew your mind, it puts you back on that path. Like, okay, all right, let me take a breather. Let me woosah, and get back on track, because we're constantly being forgiven by those things that we do, and appreciate that and be grateful and humbled by those things, so that we can continue to push and move forward. And like Phyllis said, forgiveness is again not about that person, because I remember for me, my father, he has done some wrong to me, my mom, my sister.
Right.
And I never felt that my dad, as a father or a leader of our family, did not hold his role.
Right.
And a lot of things, I was molested as a child by family members.
Yeah.
And I felt like my father did nothing, even when I told him. He still continued to befriend these people. And it's like, and they love you, but how they love you, it's just so... It's so confusing for a child. And I really think that little girl, I'm almost 50, and I'm still that little girl, still looking for that love from a father figure or from a man, because I felt like my dad misused that love in a sense. He says, I love you, but then you didn't protect me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I still struggle with that with my relationships with men, because... really, that's daddy issues. Yeah. At 49, I still have daddy issues.
Yeah, but
right?
you know what? That's being vulnerable too. And that's a father supposed to protect.
Correct.
His cubs, just like mothers. You understand? And I remember with my dad telling us when we going to school, he said, when you're going to school, if somebody hit you, take up a stone, burst the head, and run home. I will deal with them. My father was a protector of his children. He was a man straight. Straight and narrow he going. He ain't doing no underhand thing, because he was an ex-army man. But he will tell us things like this to defend ourselves. You understand? And he grew us up in a way that is respect. And that's why they say any man I get have to respect me,
Right.
because my father respected my mother.
Exactly. And
You
he
understand?
respected you.
Yeah.
And no matter, even though you were young, he still showed you respect.
Yes.
So, and that's why I'm saying when we talk about the charity begins at home, it's your home life that affects everything about you.
Yes.
And yes, there are people who did not have great home lives who turned out to be great people, but you can't say that you weren't affected by it.
Right.
So no matter how
sometimes
good,
it's laying in the back,
it's still
there.
laying dormant.
It's laying dormant.
Right.
You know.
So for me, because I wasn't protected, I'm an overprotector. Like my house is constantly filled with human beings. I'm gonna call them human beings, right?
Right.
I have students that I knew them from the time they were 14 years old.
Yeah.
At 34, they're still around me. In fact, one of them is in my living room right now watching TV,
Right.
who's become like a big brother figure to my children, right? So one of them is inviting me to their wedding. Like I just got a wedding invitation yesterday. Like I have always been that kind of nurturer, but I think it stems from not feeling protected when I was younger. So I think I overcompensate and do it for so many people because that is the only way I fill that void that I didn't have. So needless to say, the reason why I brought up this idea of forgiveness is that my dad on this, he was not feeling well. Several years ago, we decided we were going to buy him a ticket to come back, get some medical attention because he loved my country. He really hated being in America. So he was there for several years. We said, look, just come back, take you to Kings County, do your thing, and go back.
Right.
He never made it. He died on the plane.
Wow.
So I go to JFK. My mom and I wait. Last person on the plane. Yeah. No dad.
Right.
Nobody's telling us anything. They told us, and he came with KLM. Call Amsterdam.
Right.
Check them. I call Amsterdam. You know, the time zone is 6 hour difference. It's like, oh, okay, let's wait for the next shift.
Yeah.
It took us like a day and a half, almost 2 days to figure out what happened. And then the American embassy called saying that my father had succumbed. He passed away within like 2 or 3 hours on the flight.
Wow.
So I never got a chance to have that conversation with my father.
So how do you feel now?
Years later, I'm still angry, even though he's passed.
Right.
Because I'm angry that he didn't get to really hear how I feel. He never got to say sorry.
Yes.
And I'm angry that we never resolved that. So I had to. What am I supposed to do? Keep holding on to the fact that I'm waiting for him to say sorry? He's never going to do that. So that's why it's not about the person, it's about yourself. So I had to forgive myself for being naive, for being young. Because I was young. I can't protect myself from some big old uncle or godfather like that's grown who's supposed to nurture and care for me, but instead he's touching me in the bathroom. Like I can't. I have to forgive myself because I was young.
And then good night, Reginald. But the thing about it is that your father never protected you.
He never protected.
So you know that stigma is always there.
Correct.
You understand?
Correct.
And I mean, sometimes you gotta listen to the voices and listen to the children.
Right.
Yes, they have kids who will like to, if they don't like mommy boyfriend,
they
or they
might
don't
fabricate.
like daddy girlfriend, they might fabricate things. But knowing that you were molested, you know, and you went, and the culture too, you know.
Yes.
Is the
culture doesn't help.
The culture doesn't
Grown men
help.
can like young women and they think it's cool.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to save this woman, this wife. That's your little wife. That's your small wife. That's what they used to call me, like small wife. Really?
Yeah.
I'm like 12. This dude is like 60. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But the culture promoted that.
Yes.
And then then they don't want you to air it out because they look inadequate.
Exactly.
So then you suffer in silence.
Wow.
And it just keeps perpetuating itself.
That's why you have that dormant in
Correct.
it. But you have to ask God to give you that salvation.
Okay.
And Nicole is saying, write a letter saying how you feel and then burn it.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you.
You know,
I think it's therapeutic to do that because I've never really had an opportunity to.
And I think too,
that.
people look for closure. Don't look for no closure.
Okay.
That part of your history is gone.
It's gone.
You can't bring it back.
Right.
And having it dormant there is just like a nasty cold that can't go anywhere, and that you get it back every minute. You're not doing anything to really say, let me get rid of this cold.
Right.
You understand? So as Nicole said, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Write a letter, you know, and saying how you feel and then burn it.
Okay.
You understand? Because, I mean, he's gone. He's not here to tell him how you feel.
Right.
And you are going to be 50 soon. And you want to go into this new era with a sense
of mind, a sense of security.
a nice flower
Mm-hmm.
growing to blossom in your 50s now.
Correct.
So what happens?
Right. 50 and
you know?
fabulous.
Yeah. So you don't want those unresolved issues
Correct.
still to
Correct.
hit you there,
Mhm.
you know, because you're damaged goods.
Right. That's correct.
And you don't want to be damaged
Correct.
goods.
I agree with
Right?
with you. Thank you
But
so
I mean,
much. That's really beautiful advice.
You know, transparency, and I always say on this program, we always keep it real.
Yes, we do.
And Phillia, I feel for you.
Thank you.
Because I myself,
Mhm.
when I was older, I had a brother-in-law who used to touch me. But when I get up back then, you know, sleeping in the bedroom, it was a double decker. I get up, I ain't seeing nobody. So one night now I get up and saw him, and I never kept it a secret. I told my mom. I say, you know what? He comes up to use the bathroom, and he keep, you know, touching me and stuff.
Right.
And up to this day, I don't speak to him because I find that was not right what he did,
Right.
and I never like him.
From that time.
I forgive him, but I never forget.
Got you.
But I understand that people, no matter how old they are, they try things on you.
Not you.
Or don't matter what age they try, and if they try to get through to you. You understand? So that's why I just always say, little girls mustn't sit down and no man laugh.
Even their
You
own
understand?
fathers, I really don't let my
play,
kids play.
Yeah, don't play.
Even with their brothers.
Daddy friend, and
Right.
thing. I have a problem with all that
Correct.
because, you know, of my experience.
Correct.
So I rarely proceed with caution with little girls like my nieces and my nephews. Once they know Auntie Phyllis and they be around guys, I don't like that kind of thing.
And unfortunately, women too do it to family members too. We always think it's the
male
father, the males, but
they
there are
have
females who do
because
too.
one of my friends told me he was molested by a woman.
Exactly.
You understand? So it works both ways.
Works both ways. So you just protect your children. That's all you have. We are there to provide and protect. So if they don't feel safe with us, then who are they going to feel safe with? And because of that, even like my youngest, you know, I have a 22-year-old, 19, 18, 11, and 7. Even my 11 and 7-year-old. Now, like, I won't let, if one is in the bathroom, I'm like, no, you got to protect your brother's privacy. You got to protect your sister. Don't walk in the room on her because she has to understand personal space versus business space. I'm teaching them that now. Nobody should be in your personal space.
Right.
Period.
And you have to teach them, especially when they're young too. You remember, nobody's supposed to touch
Touch
you.
your private. Yes. I tell them
Anybody
body
touch
parts,
you there, let me know.
Let me know. I will always
Yes,
believe you. I always tell them that. I
Yeah.
will always believe you first. So never feel afraid to tell mommy. Mommy will always believe you. You just make sure you're always honest. You know. So teaching them these things early, hopefully God will always have them and guide them and protect them. You know, because sometimes you do that and you still. A predator is a predator, but you have to be mindful of who you have around your family in general.
Yeah, right. Especially if it's an alcoholic or a drug abuse.
Yes,
user,
because now they're under the influence, so they're not also in their right mind when that happens. So.
Yeah, so, you know, you just have to be careful.
Right.
You know, but on that note, again, coming back to forgiveness and being thankful and
being
grateful,
thankful and grateful, right.
You know, because I just always say that, you know, we could have it worse.
It could have been worse, yes. Because you hear other stories and you're like, you know what? Thank God. Yeah. You know, I'm bruised, but I'm not broken.
Yeah.
Right? I'm here. I'm healing. It's an everyday struggle. Sometimes I look back and it's like, why do bad things happen to good people? Right?
And, you know, I used to say that too because, you know, being a single parent, I tell myself, oh my God, the worst child father I could have, a deadbeat dad. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know what I learned in life about that? Every test is a testimony. That was my journey to walk.
Right.
You understand? And I have never regretted one day
Good for you.
being a mom and dad to my only child.
That's beautiful.
You know? But what when I was young, I used to be like, oh my God, look at what I end up with.
Right.
Deadbeat, no good.
Right.
You understand? A good girl like me.
Right.
You know, you ask yourself these questions when it happened. But then sometimes that's your journey. You have to walk your journey.
Correct.
You know, everybody have the journey, everybody have the purpose, and that was mine. You know, and I could say, thank God I have a good child today. Right. You understand?
Yes.
But I'm just saying, you really do have that self-doubt, especially when you're young and you make mistakes. We have to make mistakes in order to
learn
and grow.
And grow.
You
Yes,
know?
because you can't grow if you don't know the things
Yeah.
that you've done wrong and acknowledge them.
Some of them not under the influence and still doing dumb shit
Correct.
like that.
Correct.
It's true.
Right.
It's true. I
Right.
don't know. Those are sick people.
It's just it's an illness.
yeah.
It's definitely an illness, and you know, it's just something that's around us. It's in the culture, and I'm not quite sure, especially in our people.
Right.
Why is it that when it comes to that, we don't deal with it in the right way?
Yeah.
Why do we?
They're always covering up for their
Yeah.
uncle, covering up for
or the
brother.
grandpa or the father. Or, it's
Yeah.
like, and the kid gets exposed, and the kid is the one that feels like they are the problem. And I don't know. There's something in us that we need to figure out. How do we come together as a community to not do that? We have to protect our children.
And another thing I noticed, that's why I say you cannot judge anyone.
Mm-hmm.
When a person turns gay, is 10 to 1 is a family molester.
Sometimes, yeah, it starts from there.
And most of them that I spoke to, because I always want to know the history, like what, you know, and most of them get touched by a family member that have them that way. So that's why I just tell people you cannot judge anyone.
Right. Because
And
you don't know what the
people's
history
stories.
is. Right.
Yeah.
I agree with
Sometimes they themselves been through it
Right.
and they end up doing it to others.
you. And hurt people hurt people. We hear that all the time.
Yeah.
So that's why it's always important for us to be in the right frame of mind
Yeah.
and to only work from the right perspective. Because if not, we will act accordingly.
Yeah.
You know, so
And we have to speak to our children too.
constantly
you know?
have conversation with them.
yeah.
I know our kids like to be in their own world and with their friends. They don't want to be bothered in their video games. But you have to communicate. You have to communicate because
Because sometimes those video games they're playing with big men.
they're also right.
Predators.
That's correct.
Yeah, so you gotta be so careful with the kids these days and watch them. Don't be too tired to say, okay, I'm going to bed, I'm tired. They up 1, 2, 3
Right.
playing these. You don't know what's
You don't
happening.
know who's there. That's
You know,
correct.
and watching the television, these children just be led away. Okay, meet me by McDonald's. You sneak out the house
Right.
and they go with your child.
Right.
So you
Right.
gotta be careful.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So we are grateful. We are grateful for life. We're grateful for this conversation
Yeah.
because who knows who is helping, right? And even those that have been through pain, you know, we are here. We can only thank God. We pray for those who cannot pray for themselves.
Yeah.
And continue to pray so that we can continue to be glorified and work in the mercy so that we continue to get the blessings
Yeah.
because we were the victims if you were. You
Yeah.
know, and those and praying for those who are victims so that they can be victors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicole saying, and they're never too young to teach them early.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree, Nicole.
And I think too, women and men have to start to talk to the children,
Mm-hmm.
have those conversations early.
Early, don't wait.
Don't say they're too young because they're learning so many stuff in school.
At a
You
young
will
age.
wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Look like Nava. The
Right.
things Nava
Oh,
just be
God.
telling you. I'd be like, what? Nava is like a teenager.
Well, my daughter just said today, my mom saw my daughter's boyfriend, and she said, "Oh, you have a boyfriend? Me too. I need a boyfriend because my dad passed." And she said, "Mommy needs a boyfriend too." And she said, "What did you say? How about your daddy?" And she said, "No, she definitely needs a new boyfriend." Right? But it's just really
7 years old, right?
7 years old, already recognizing that something ain't right. There's some dysfunction.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And mommy needs to move
Yeah,
and
yeah.
do her thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's just
because that's what you're seeing.
that's what she's seeing. Correct. So
Mhm.
it's really interesting. We think they're too young, but they're not.
No, they're
They
not.
see everything and they're very, very astute.
Yeah,
You know?
and the children who, you know, you can't hide things from kids
Right.
anymore.
Right.
That used to be a long time thing.
Right.
Betty understand, regardless of what happened in this life, you have to let go and let God be the one to move on and to forgive. People believe in forgiveness. It is in my heart.
Amen.
You know.
That's really important,
yeah.
Betty, and thank you.
You know, again, you know, Thanksgiving is a time for family. It's a time to bond together.
Right.
You eat, you drink, you play games, you tell your stories. That's where a lot of people don't really see the family like that.
Right.
So,
right.
you know, if you have your mom and your dad, I always say, there's only one mother you will have. It's only
Yes.
one father you will
Yes.
have. And
Yes.
cherish the moments.
Cherish
Cherish the time and, you know, just
Right.
be happy with your family.
Right. Right. It's really important. And for those who are not close to their families, maybe use this time to
Reflect.
reflect. if you really feel like your relationship is not salvageable or feel like it can be repaired, then at least forgive yourself too, because you can't hold on to those things. It's really important.
It destroys
to release.
you. It eats you away like cancer.
Yes, 100%. You know, you don't want to go into the new year holding on to these things, and you can still love from a distance. You know,
you could
and
love.
it's okay.
Yes,
it's okay.
Yes,
to say I love you, but I'm gonna choose myself.
Yes,
and I'm gonna love you from a distance.
I always say you can love from a distance.
Absolutely.
You know, it's nothing wrong with loving from a distance. And you know, as you said, check on somebody, check on your friends. You know, because when my brother passed, I was in Thailand. I spoke to my brother this Saturday.
Oh my God.
He was like, Phil, you know, I'm watching you, you know, watching all the places you just go. I don't comment, but he watching me on Facebook. You know, I say, yeah, boy, you know how it is. Bam, I get the message, my brother just died. Wow. You know, and I mean, it hurt. It hurt a lot. And, you know, even last night I dreamt him.
Aww.
You know. But he didn't talk. I dreamt I had a baby in my hand and I went to the restroom and he lied down there snoring. I say, oh my God, you snoring? And he just get up and he walk. You know, but I'm just saying, love your family. You never know when you have them here. Yes. And I mean, you know, family is so important at the end of the day. I just always say bad water cannot run through family. Because when you need blood, they come in. When you're in the hospital, those are the first set of people you're going to see. Your family. You know, so around this time, you know, take it in to forgive. Take it in to just forget and walk away. And always remember, life is a snapshot. That's why the rearview mirror is so small. God don't want you wide as He would want you to see things. He wanted you to just have a snapshot.
That's such a beautiful way to think of life. That's why that windshield is so big. Right? Because it's like, look ahead.
Look ahead. And the rearview mirror is so small. Because He just wants you to take snapshots.
That's beautiful.
You understand what I mean, Phillia?
I love that.
Yeah.
So it's because, a good reminder.
Yeah, it's a good reminder. He just wants snapshot. When you look, you could just see a little bit.
Yep.
But the mirror, the
windshield, the front, right? Yes.
He wants you to go forward. He wants you to keep pushing, keep trotting, keep going up that stairs.
That's a great analogy.
Right?
I will always remember that.
Yes. So it's only snapshots He wants you. Okay. It's like a camera. You take a picture, and you know that's it.
Yeah. Don't let it hold you back.
No, don't let it hold you back, and just enjoy life.
That's beautiful.
You know, life is to be enjoyed, and you know, every day we say is a blessing.
Every day is a blessing. Right.
You know what I mean? And hope that you know, you know, if somebody's hungry, give them a plate of food.
Yes. In fact, don't you have something that you'll be doing? For the holidays. You want to announce that?
Okay. So normally I go to the women's shelter every Christmas Day, and I do toiletries for them. But because of COVID, I wasn't able to do it. So this year, God's willing, I will be going to the women's shelter Christmas Day. I'm trying to do 60 women. So normally my friend on my job, he does, Jason, he's on here. He do the men and women shelter, and normally we go together, right? I'll talk to him. I don't know if he's doing it this year, but I know I'm doing it this year. I'll be going to a woman's shelter down in Brooklyn. Normally I go and I tell them, hey, I'm coming. They'll tell me how much, ladies. So what I have planned, I'm going to put a box on my job and put any toiletries anybody want to give. If you want to give some toiletries, that's fine. Let me tell you, something like a pair of gloves, they're thankful for. Toothpaste, shampoo, powder. I mean, when I see the happiness, and you will see it too when we go on the face, just to get a bath, because you know this time is hard. People have it hard.
Right.
We could still eat and drink. Some people have it so hard. Right. You know, they just paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I live from paycheck to paycheck too, but still, I live a comfortable life. Right. I have a roof. I have heat. I have food in my fridge. If I don't feel to eat this today, I have choices. Some people don't.
They don't.
You know, and because of circumstances.
Yes.
So I'm doing that.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll definitely be there with
Christmas Day. We're gonna do that. Keisha, my friend, and I used to always go to this old age home too, and we will serve Christmas lunch for them.
So
but because of COVID again, we could not have done it. That's some of the charity work that I do. I also do Habitat for Humanity too,
Mm.
where they build homes or merry-go-round, different things for the kids.
Very, very
I think
nice.
giving back is important.
Really important.
And
yes.
I always say you have to give,
Mm-hmm.
not to receive anything,
Just
but to give.
right.
You know, and 1 year too, I did for Thanksgiving. It have a shelter for mothers and children, so we did canned stuff to give
like
them.
a canned food drive.
Yeah,
right. I've
for,
done canned food drives, toy drives, winter coat drives,
yeah.
like all of these things, toys for tots,
Yeah.
wrapping gifts to just give to kids
Yeah.
because they don't really have
Yeah.
memorable, wonderful Christmases.
Yeah.
So anything like that is even.
And I
really
know
good.
Anthony and they have a Christmas they do for children in Florida too.
Okay.
They
That's
come together and they have a box too, and you buy a toy, buy 2 toys. So when I think of it, like you're going to get McDonald's, buy
instead.
Yeah,
Right.
And the Dollar Tree have
Right.
lots of stuff for $1.25 now.
Yes, yes.
And if you spend $20, you buy
20 things you can do for somebody. Right.
That's how I think
20
of
people
it.
if you want, even
right?
if one person gets something, So
So
that's beautiful.
So I'll be doing that, and
Okay,
then
that's
look out. We're gonna have a giveaway for Christmas.
Okay. Yes.
I think we should do a giveaway every Monday for Christmas. What do you
Okay.
think?
I think that's great. Yeah, we can do that.
I think so. And then Christmas, the Monday before Christmas, we will have
another game
and
and
we'll
giveaway.
have So
Okay.
look
we'll
out for that.
Prepare for that.
Prepare for that. You have anything special coming up you want to share?
I don't know. For me, it's just regular. My Treading Faith on Wednesdays. Obviously, I'm just loving to do Motivational Mondays. Going back to writing. I'm going out there doing my public speaking. So if you want to reach out, please, by all means, you can reach out through Phyllis, reach out through Treading Faith.
Yes.
If you want me to do any seminars, any gatherings, get-togethers,
Yes,
I also
speaker.
do African dancing. Any ladies who are interested to do some Afro beats, I know all the moves. You're gonna get it down before the parties are coming up for the holidays. So I'm just like a one-stop shop. So always have to remember to promote myself out there. So
always,
I'm so grateful to always be on this platform and to have all of you beautiful people out there wishing us the best. So thank you.
ENYCOGOP 71 Malta Street between Hegeman and Newlots does pantry every second and fourth Tuesday of each month at 4 p.m.
Nice.
I will repeat that again. ENYCOGOP 71 Malta Street between Hegeman and Newlots does pantry every second and fourth Tuesday of each month at 4 o'clock.
Thank you.
And
Nicole.
I have no shame in my game.
Yes.
When it was COVID time, I used to go get my pantries.
Yeah.
This is my sister-in-law, Nicole, who goes to that church.
Yes.
And she would always tell us, and we went there. And that pantry, I used to share it with a lot of people.
Awesome.
You may not be needy, but you could get it and share it. I used to give my neighbor upstairs. I used to give my next friend the milk. They used to be at Baisley giving away milk, bread, all of that. I didn't want, but I used to give it and give somebody.
That's
so
beautiful.
You could pay it forward.
Pay it forward. That's
pay
really
it forward.
Right. Even
all
if
right?
you don't take it for yourself. So that's just we are a blessing so that we can be blessings to others. So that's great. This is wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we want to just say keep in touch, guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving wherever you are.
Yes.
I will be in Atlanta tomorrow, God's willing.
Yes.
I'll be spending my first Thanksgiving with my son.
All right.
So I'll be in Atlanta for the rest of the week.
Okay.
And, just looking forward to spending time with him and my nieces. My niece, Terian, is there. I have great nieces and nephews, so I know I'll have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. I'll be having dinner at home. My cousin who just moved from Florida is going to be in town, so she's coming. And just being grateful, having family. And then soon after, my mom will be traveling to Sierra Leone for 3 months. So, God willing, all is well. She comes back healthy, safe, you know.
And you want to tell them about church Christmas Day if anybody wants to attend?
Yeah, so on Christmas Day, if you want to attend Church City, USA, we will definitely be there on Christmas Day. Christmas falls on a Sunday, so where else but to be in the house of the Lord,
right?
And then go party after.
Yeah,
be blessed. Be blessed.
Yeah, but you know you can start off your New Year, and even
New
for
Year's
Old
too,
Year,
right.
Old Year's, New Year's, you know, you can start off your year with something different. If something not working for you this year, I always say try something.
Try something different.
Yeah,
sometimes.
because the same clothes we wear this year, next year, what year where you're not going to wear it.
Right.
So declutter.
Right, declutter.
Really My friend at work, she was like, I don't know how to give away the clothes. She holding on to it. She feels she's going to lose weight. Yeah. I say, if you ain't wear it last year, the year before, you're not going to wear it.
I have all sizes from size 6. Can you imagine? To 16. Can you imagine? I got a 10 size range of clothes in my closet. Yeah. After a while, I'm like, man, I've been holding on to this thing for 5 years. I ain't get down to this 6 nowhere soon. Yeah. 6 in my brain. That's about it. Yeah. Time to give it away. Yeah. So I just pack it in a container, a barrel, and ship it off to Africa. So that's kind of like what I do. It's a lot easier because instead of having to send money, now you have goods, you know. Yeah. So
last year I did my niece. I sent the big boxes. And when I tell you how much clothes with tags, I was like, Phyllis, it's a sin to shop.
Yes.
And COVID taught me I didn't need anything. Now I don't really shop like that anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
you know,
it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it's
having that. So.
Yeah. All right. So guys, hope you enjoy our Thanksgiving special.
Yes. I hope you learned something from this. I hope you can take away from it so that you can actually affect change in your life as well. But just know that we love you. Yes. We love your support.
Yes, all the time. Yeah. And you remember this program is all about each one, teach one. Yes. You know, and we always say, this is our life. This is we. You know, we know different to you. No. And there's no shame. You are what you are. Especially when you reach 50, you don't really care what people say.
At this point, right? No shame in your game. Yeah. So
have a blessed, wonderful, and safe week.
Yes. We love you.
We love you. Happy Thanksgiving. Just be safe out there. COVID is real still.
Yes.
Right?
See you next week. Bye.